Hey, what's up everyone? It's Mr. Bentley here. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to kick off this week by diving into some Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, speculation, leaks, and my personal predictions on when we'll finally see it show up. So here's the deal. There's been a lot of chatter lately, whispers, interviews, side comments from Square Enix folks, hinting that something could be brewing for Tokyo Game Show. Some people are convinced we're going to see a reveal trailer there. Others think we might just get a quick update, maybe a dev comment, maybe some art. Personally, I don't think that automatically means we'll see a huge blowout at TGS. But at the same time, it doesn't rule it out. We could get a teaser, we could get gameplay, or they could simply acknowledge that the project is moving along. Square Enix has been playing their cards close to the chest, so either way, the speculation has officially hit overdrive. Now here's where I'm planting my flag. I don't think the big reveal lands at TGS. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 makes its real debut at the Game Awards. Why? Because the timing just feels right. We're heading into the fall season, hype levels are building, and the Game Awards has become the place where publishers drop their heaviest hitters. Every December, it's basically a trailer festival with some trophies sprinkled in. And honestly, after Gamescom's mixed reception this year, I think the Game Awards team will want a big wow moment. Final Fantasy VII fits that bill perfectly. So if it does show up at the Game Awards, what do I think we'll actually see? Not a full gameplay demo, not a 5-minute breakdown. I'm talking about a tight cinematic teaser, something that sells the theme of the final chapter. Expect messaging that's all about closure. The journey ends. The saga concludes. That kind of energy. The trailer probably won't spoil major story beats, but it will give us the vibe of finality. I wouldn't be shocked if they tease some iconic locations or character moments from late in the original game, just enough to send chills down fans' spines. And look, Square Enix has options. They could do a standalone event, something like a Square Enix Presents. They could slip a reveal into a PlayStation State of Play. But to me, the sweet spot is this fall, sometime between now and December. And if I had to put money on it, that spotlight belongs to the Game Awards. It lines up with their marketing rhythm too. Part 2 is still fresh enough in people's minds, but long enough behind us that fans are hungry again. This is the perfect window to reignite excitement. Now don't get me wrong, Tokyo Game Show is awesome. Hardcore fans like us follow it closely every year. But the truth is, its reach just isn't as massive as the Game Awards. The Game Awards is streamed to millions worldwide, on every platform imaginable. It's basically the Super Bowl of gaming announcements. TGS is more regional, more niche. Square Enix knows Final Fantasy VII is a global phenomenon, and I believe that I want the biggest stage possible. And here's the thing. The messaging has to be tight. The trilogy so far has taken some bold turns compared to the original. Some fans love it, others are skeptical. So for Part 3, I think they'll emphasize clarity and closure. They'll push the idea that this is the chapter that ties it all together, the chapter that delivers on the promise. That way, no matter how wild the twists get, people know this is the finish line. That's the kind of marketing that resonates going into a final act. And let's be real, from now until the reveal, we're going to see all kinds of leaks, so-called insiders, and blurry screenshots flying around. That's just the cycle. For me, I'd rather wait for the official stuff. The first real teaser is going to hit harder than any leak. But I think it's safe to say, we're officially in speculation season now. Every showcase between now and December is fair game for rumors. Another reason I think the Game Awards is the move? Strategy. That show thrives on keeping viewers glued until the very end. I don't think FF7 Remake Part 3 would necessarily be the final one more thing of the night, but it's absolutely the kind of trailer that makes people stay tuned for the middle stretch, keeps the hype rolling, and gets everyone buzzing on social media. And let's face it, after some of the letdowns at Gamescom, like hyping up Resident Evil only to show a tiny snippet, the Game Awards needs a win. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 could be that win. Now let me throw one more idea into the mix. The title. We know Square Enix has gone creative with the subtitles so far, but if you look at the way people inside and outside the studio talk about this trilogy, there's a pattern. The devs themselves have compared the project structure to Star Wars. Meanwhile, a lot of content creators link it to Lord of the Rings. And in both of those legendary franchises, the third entry carried the word Return, Return of the Jedi, Return of the King. So where does that leave us? Personally, I think the third game might be called Final Fantasy VII Return, or Returns. Because let's be honest, the theme of returning is everywhere in the story. Returning characters, returning timelines, returning fates. There are a lot of returns baked into the narrative already, so don't be surprised if that's the subtitle they land on. It would fit like a glove. So to wrap this up, would we see something at Tokyo Game Show? Yes. Could it be later at a PlayStation event? Definitely possible. But if I had to bet, I'd say the Game Awards is where the big reveal happens. Expect a short but powerful teaser, expect themes of finality, and maybe, just maybe, expect a title with the word Return in it. But hey, that's just my take. What do you think? Do you believe we'll see the first Part 3 trailer at TGS? Or are you with me on the Game Awards prediction? And what's your guess for the subtitle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading your theories. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned because speculation season is only just getting started. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.